Stay with me until the end, because what we're about to discuss could be one of the most important shifts yet for those of you holding Iraqi dinar, especially the veterans in this community who have waited patiently and strategically. There is growing discussion around a digital dinar figure of 3.08, and whether that number represents a test rate, a placeholder, or something more structural. It has captured serious attention. Not hype, not fantasy. Attention from people who understand how financial transitions actually unfold. Here at Dinar for Veterans, we don't chase rumors. We analyze patterns, pressure points, and timing. And right now, the pattern surrounding Iraq's financial system is tightening. The conversation around the digital dinar is not happening in isolation. It is unfolding alongside increased reform pressure, anti-corruption activity, shifts in local market behavior, and renewed focus on monetary modernization. When multiple signals begin moving in the same direction, responsible observers take notice. Let's start with the number itself. The 3.08 discussion tied to the digital dinar does not automatically mean a public revaluation has occurred. It does not confirm an overnight event, but it does tell us something critically important. Iraq is actively working within a framework that contemplates a different valuation structure than the street rate most people see today. Digital currency platforms are not created casually. They require infrastructure, regulatory alignment, banking integration, and international coordination. When a country introduces digital monetary architecture, it signals intent toward transparency, traceability, and tighter monetary control. For veterans watching this space, that matters. Because stable currency appreciation does not happen in chaos. It happens when systems become cleaner, more disciplined, and internationally compliant. At the same time, Iraq is under visible pressure to clean up corruption and tighten financial oversight. Reports of investigations, cash seizures, and institutional reforms are not random headlines. They point to a system being forced into accountability. Large hidden cash reserves, illicit transfers, and black market currency distortions undermine confidence. If Iraq is serious about strengthening its currency, it must confront those weaknesses directly. The recent activity suggests that confrontation is underway. Pressure can be uncomfortable, but pressure also produces movement. In financial history, major monetary shifts are often preceded by internal cleanup. Before credibility rises, control must be restored. Now look at the local market behavior. The US dollar's movement inside Baghdad has been closely watched. When demand for dollars softens, even slightly, that reflects something about public confidence. In unstable environments, citizens run toward the dollar for safety. When confidence improves, that flight behavior begins to ease. We are not declaring victory over volatility, but the tone has shifted enough that market watchers are paying attention. Gold tells a similar story. Gold is traditionally a hedge against uncertainty. If gold demand stabilizes or softens, it can suggest reduced panic. These are subtle signals, but markets whisper before they speak loudly. Experienced investors know that confidence builds gradually through patterns, not headlines. Oil remains central to Iraq's capacity for monetary reform. Energy revenue underpins the national budget. When oil flows steadily and revenue projections strengthen, fiscal breathing room expands. When production is restricted or geopolitical tension rises, that breathing room tightens. Every oil headline connects directly to currency credibility, because reserves and revenue ultimately support valuation stability. For dinar holders, especially veterans who understand strategic patience, the broader context is key. A currency rate is not just a number. It reflects reserves, trade balances, fiscal discipline, political stability, and international alignment. The digital dinar conversation is important not because of excitement, but because it suggests Iraq is building layers underneath the visible structure. Modern digital currency systems also increase transaction tracking and reduce leakage. That is crucial in an environment previously challenged by shadow banking and informal cash networks. A more transparent system strengthens international trust, and international trust supports stronger monetary positioning. There are, of course, rumors circulating about arrests, political reshuffling, and resistance behind the scenes. We approach those cautiously. But historically, When entrenched interests are disrupted during reform, resistance is inevitable. Noise often increases before clarity arrives. A quiet system does not generate this level of tension. An active system does. International pressure also plays a role. Iraq operates within a global financial ecosystem influenced by the IMF, World Bank, regional trade partners, and energy markets. Compliance with anti-money laundering standards, banking reforms, and reserve transparency is not optional for integration. If Iraq seeks deeper participation in global finance, structural modernization becomes mandatory. The digital dinar fits within that modernization narrative. Budget stability is another pillar. Currency strength cannot be sustained without fiscal responsibility. Iraq's efforts to manage spending, control payroll burdens, and align revenue with expenditures are foundational. Veterans understand discipline. The same principle applies here. A nation that controls its financial posture builds credibility over time. We also need to address expectations responsibly. A number being discussed internally or digitally does not equal an immediate public exchange event. Financial transitions often move in phases: testing, internal reconciliation, banking calibration, and only then broader rollout. Quiet groundwork typically precedes visible change. But here's why this moment feels different to many observers. The signals are converging. Reform discussions, anti-corruption enforcement, oil revenue focus, digital infrastructure, and shifts in market tone are not isolated developments. They are interconnected components of monetary restructuring. For those of you who served this country and now hold dinar as part of a long-term belief in Iraq's potential, your patience has been tested. Many of you understand Iraq not just as an investment narrative, but as a place tied to personal history and sacrifice. That perspective deserves analysis grounded in respect, not hype. Hope is powerful, but discipline protects you. We emphasize both here at Dinar for Veterans. There will always be distractions, sensational claims, dramatic predictions, and emotional speculation. That noise can cloud judgment. The real indicators remain policy changes, reserve management, banking modernization, and market behavior. Watch what institutions do, not just what personalities say. If Iraq continues tightening corruption controls, expanding digital monetary systems, stabilizing oil revenue, and improving dollar management, the structural case for a stronger currency foundation grows. That does not promise a specific timeline. It does indicate directional movement. The discussion around 3.08 may represent internal modeling, digital testing, or forward-facing monetary planning. Whatever its technical classification, it confirms that valuation frameworks beyond the current street rate are part of serious conversation. That alone keeps this story alive. And this story has endurance for a reason. The public senses unfinished business. Investors sense structural tension. Reform advocates sense pressure building toward resolution. Let me bring this home clearly. Iraq is under pressure, but pressure aligned with reform can produce transformation. The digital dinar discussion signals modernization. Anti-corruption activity signals cleanup. Market shifts signal changing sentiment. Oil revenue signals fiscal capacity. Together, they form a picture of a nation navigating a difficult but potentially pivotal transition. Nothing is guaranteed. Responsible analysis requires acknowledging uncertainty, but ignoring converging signals would also be irresponsible. For our veteran community, the message is steady and grounded. Stay informed, stay disciplined, separate verified developments from emotional amplification. If this transition is real and sustainable, the evidence will continue to accumulate. Financial history shows that major monetary adjustments rarely arrive with fireworks. They unfold through preparation, compliance, and structural alignment long before the public fully understands what has taken place. Right now, Iraq's financial system appears to be in that preparation phase. The digital dinar conversation at 308 is not the entire story. It is a chapter. The broader narrative is about whether Iraq is positioning itself for greater stability, stronger credibility, and deeper global integration. We will continue tracking the signals, not the noise. Because for those who have waited with patience and conviction, Clarity matters more than excitement. Keep your focus steady. The groundwork often matters more than the headline. And if the groundwork continues to strengthen, the outcome will speak for itself.